Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Hyperion Open Cup, Season 1. This is week number 3 in the split 2. This is going to be casted by myself, Marks, alongside Spooky. We've got Oakley on our production, as well as our observing. And this week, we've got Tempest Typhoon going up against Frost Surge. Spooky, break it down for me.
I'm doing great, Marks. Thanks for asking.
Hey,
thank you so much. I know you care about your co-caster so much. But Tempest Typhoon versus Frost Surge. It's a pretty exciting matchup we have coming up. Tempest Typhoon 3-1, I believe, then Frost Surge 4-0. So both teams doing very well so far throughout this tournament. Let's take a look at Frost Surge real quick. Their roster they've got bringing in. Got Noblin, Winter, Scaro Ricey, Cabadozer, and Zeramantha. I actually do believe we have a sub coming in from Frost Nova for Zeramantha on that support. I think we do have Thor coming in for Frost Surge from Frost Nova.
Yeah, and also, too, I just want to quickly mention here, the two players that definitely stand out for me in the previous weeks of the Hyperion Cup is Scaro and Ricey. A little bit of a DPS duo forced to be reckoned with, am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, these guys really seem to get each other. They know when the other will go in. But I also wanted to give a shout to Winter on that off tank, the Diva Sigma, always putting on a good performance and a strong reason of so much of Frost Surge's success so far in this stage of the Hyperion Cup.
Yeah, and now let's head over to take a look at Tempest Typhoon here. Panda Bear, Jab Gamer, Z, Dr. Brennan, Don Super, Kriya, Lemon Pepper, and Yikes. This is definitely going to be a pretty good roster here. Obviously, we've had Lemon Pepper help out with some of these casts before, but still, Tempest Typhoon, they've been really doing a good job in the current bracket right now. I once again believe that they've only dropped one match, Spooky?
Yeah, I think that is correct. Tempest Typhoon at that 3-1. So they're looking to push it up 2-4-1 and actually put themselves on the same standings as their opponent here in Frost Surge, who is sitting at the 4-0, undefeated so far. And we'll see if they're going to be able to do it here, Marks. But Frost Surge, you know, they haven't been performing badly, honestly. It's not like they've been beating up on these like bottom-level teams to get to this 4-0. They've beaten teams like Paradise Aegis, who are 3-1, who were our reigning champions. They were the only one to actually hand them that loss. I believe they've beaten another 3-1 team as well, being, again, the only team to beat them so far. So Frost Surge, they haven't had an easy time to get to this 4-0. They've just been pounding down the competition and showing that they are head and shoulders above so far in the Hyperion Cup. Again, now 4 matches in, let's see if Tempest Typhoon will be able to take them out.
Yep, this is going to be the one to kind of prove themselves here. Can they really take out Frost Surge? Then on top of that, too, that's going to shake up Frost Surge quite a bit. But we are going to be starting out now on Busan to get things going here. It always starts with map number 1. So, Spooky, tell me a little bit about Busan.
You know, it's control. That's always what it's going to be. Every point a little bit different. Busan, you have the quintessential Rhine map in Control Center, very much focused on those short range, close angles, very good for the rush. And then you have one of the more wide open maps in Sanctuary as well, good for the long range hit scan. We've seen Tor broken out. We've seen the 6-man dive, the Winston Moira style dive. We see a lot of things go down on all these different points. So again, this is where you get to show off your flexibility a little bit. And we actually see which team will be able to break out the big moves on all the different comps.
We love to see some big moves here on the Hyperion Cup. But of course, you mentioned someone, Torbjorn. I would like to see more Torbjorn in the rotation. It just feels like we haven't seen a lot of Torbjorn lately,
I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay.
I heard they're removing Torb in Overwatch 2.
Oh, is that the insider scoop right now? Should we call all the esports rumor mills and things?
Yeah, get the journalists on the phone.
Yeah. Torbjorn, he's out.
We are at Hyperion Cup. We got the scoop.
Yeah. All right, well, enough of these scoops, because now it is time for potentially these teams to be loading in here. Once again, going to be very curious to see how this one turns out. I'm going to be looking at Frost Surge right now. They've got to defend their title a little bit here, as we now are going to be loading in to point number 1 of Busan.
And that's the thing, Marks. You're coming in 4-0. You've been doing great so far. You have a ringer on support. They're bringing in Thor here from the other team in their organization, Frost Nova, and we'll see how it goes. You know, they've been doing very well with their standard sticks so far throughout the tournament. Coming in with a ringer, you know, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be an advantage potentially for Tempest to take advantage of. We'll find out. Thor coming in on that Lucio. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and good thing right now that the experimental patch isn't live in this particular tournament, because otherwise this would be interesting seeing these Reinhardts and Divas coming out here, because the experimental patch in its first stages did nerf the damage by 50%. But once again, very mobile compositions coming in here, specifically taking a look at that Lucio. Just really boost them so they can swing their hammers right into each other's faces.
Yeah, the rush coming out. Ricey and Scarrow on their signature May Reaper duo. You don't normally see Reaper in these rush comps, but Scarrow, it's a mainstay with Frost Surge. Let's see how the fight breaks out.
Scarrow's already just plucking away. Bit of damage there. Nice little May wall just to block out the fight a little bit. Unfortunately, didn't isolate too much. Yikes. Got in a little bit of a bad position here, as their Diva player is going to get frozen up, but Tempest Typhoon are going to have to back off here. The D-Mech does come through, and Nautilin already found Brennan. Going to take a lot of healing away from this fight, as it's looking like right now this is going to be Tempest Typhoon starting to get the advantage here and hopefully get that first cap.
Yeah, it looks like they will. A lot of pressure being applied to Yikes. He had to back out, which meant there was no shield for the rest of the team. Reinhardt, even without the shield, is just a big target to get taken down in rush. He's bulky, he's got the armor. He doesn't fall easily, but when he takes that damage, he backs out. The rest of the team is a little bit more vulnerable, and Frost Surge capitalized on that. Other than that late kill on the Panda Bear, Typhoon will have to wait for their Diva to come back in. And looks like they're trying to figure out exactly where they want to go. They're going under, straight onto the point. But I know Frost Surge might jump on top of them.
Oh, the May wall for a second looked absolutely deadly here. We're going to have the Amplification Matrix tossed in from both sides right now as Capdozer goes down. Looks like they're going to be expecting a brawl here. Z, finding the first pick on a Cabadozer here. Again, Maywall going to come out, try and isolate somebody, but unfortunately, it's a big shatter in the back line. Going to find at least 3 of them as we have the Death Blossom come out as well. A Blizzard, meanwhile, gets eaten up by Winter. That just seems to be on brand right now as Panda Bear runs down Scarrow. Panda Bear trying to get out of here. Soundbay are going to be committed as well for the side of Frost Surge. Try and keep their players nice and healthy with the Blizzard just coming in and freezing everybody up here. And this is looking like a scrappy fight, but it looks like Frost Surge are going to be coming out on top.
Yeah, and it took all of the ultimates they had gained in that first victory to use. Sai with a high noon at the very end isn't going to catch anything, but still, it looks like the ult advantage is going over to Tempest Typhoon here, but the time is definitely not on their side. 70% already and counting down. They have one more fight and 2 support ults to get onto the board, take over this control objective, or else Frost Surge are going to be running away with this 100-0.
It's not what you want to see on point number 1, that's for sure, Spooky.
Absolutely not. They have another Am Matrix. Maybe they can get this one going and have that extra damage in, but the nuke is just thrown in, the Diva Bomb, and it gets 2.
But it gets traded back onto Nautilin as well as gets the D-Mech as well. Still though, once again, Scarrow just running rampant with these shotguns, putting them into everybody's faces, and there it goes. Frost Surge win out point number 1, 100-0.
And Don Super just dropping the beat and spawn. Not even getting the opportunity. The Diva Bomb coming out from Winter, doing so much damage. Such a good job to just win the fight before it even starts. Panda Bear throwing out a bomb of their own, but doesn't do much. Now we're moving over to Sanctuary. Like I was saying, Marks, it's moving away from the close quarters of Control Center over to a more wide open map here. And we're going to see the compositions that are pretty standard in the Hyperion Cup for Sanctuary. It is the 6-man dive, mirrored on both sides, but, you know, I don't have high hopes for Tempest Typhoon, specifically because Frost Surge gets to play Scarrow on the Reaper. The guy just loves the hero.
That's one thing, too. Frost Surge are so good at comboing their ult, specifically Scarrow's Death Blossom. Every time it gets popped, it always gets value, Spooky.
Yeah. Absolutely, especially with an EMP alongside it. Scarrow gets the pick on the Kriya, but gets punched in the face by an angry monkey. His team might be enough here.
See how this goes. The Zap Cannon going to be just tickling everybody right now, but Tempest Typhoon, well, they're losing a couple of their members there. Z goes down here, and now Frost Surge are going to have the advantage. They're still pressing the issue with this monkey running forwards here. Winter doing their best to try and stall things out, but the defense matrix can't eat up lightning. Finally, Ricey finds Yikes, and that's going to open things up completely for Frost Surge. And just like that, they should be able to cap the point first.
Yeah, and that's an interesting time for Yikes to go down just as that ultimate comes online. Both Winston's doing so much cleave that their ult's built up incredibly quickly. I think if Yikes had a little more time, he might have opted to go ahead and pop the Primal Rage, keep the fight going, but instead it's going to go over to Frost Surge. And look at the difference in Sombra ultimates here, Marks.
Oh,
Kriya is not barely 50%. Ricey's got the EMP online. This should be a fight win for Frost Surge.
Ricey's looking for it. Oh, got detected for a second. It's okay. We're hanging out in the little bit of a bush here. Now it's going to be moving in here as there's going to be dueling coalescences. The EMP goes out and finds 4 people online right now. And Frost Surge are more than happy to just take this advantage as they roll over Yikes and are looking for any potential targets that they can find next. Ricey just pumping in the damage once again. And this is all but over as Nautilus going to be swinging those big old monkey arms, looking for that Reaper dude. And just like that, fight falls apart for Tempest Typhoon as Frost Surge take the advantage yet again.
Yeah, not the end of the world in terms of ultimates. Dr. Brennan used her Coalescence, but everyone else gets to hold on to it. Panda Bear getting staggered pretty hard by Frost Surge. Yeah, Diva has not gotten the insta-kill self button yet, so it does still get staggered out. And that's 62%. I feel like I've seen this before, Mark. So let's see if Tempest Typhoon are able to use their ults a little more cleanly. And again, they have the EMP Death Blossom combo that we've seen Frost Surge use so effectively. They're gonna have to pull it off here.
Oh, that's a huge EMP. They're going to find 5 there, but Winter trades that one out. It doesn't matter right now. Tempest Typhoon are marching forwards. They've got their finger on the W key, and they're finding all of the picks to make it count. A lot of ultimates still online here. Let's see if they're going to invest any more of them. At this point, it's looking all right for them. Z in the back line uses the Death Blossom, finds Scarrow, looks for another, does find 2. The self-destruct was not enough to deter this Reaper, as Tempest Typhoon will be able to flip the point over just before it hits 99%.
Yeah, and that's a huge save from Zai there to get that 3K, because everything was looking bleak for Tempest Typhoon. Frost Surge able to respawn with 2 even after the EMP. Not what you want to see, but they do manage to get up to 96%. One more good fight will win them the round and the map, and Ricey is looking for that last 20% of the EMP to guarantee them that good fight.
Yeah, and Scarrow
or you
just
don't
goes
need
in
it.
with the clean Death Blossom. Okay, does have the sound barrier as well, but it's all but over. This bird is taking everybody out right now. They're going to have a dueling sound barrier come in as well to try and keep this point alive, but at this point, it's all fallen apart. Ricey also has that EMP online as well as Scarrow takes Dawn Super down from the skies, and they flip the point around. This is going to be it. Ricey going in, looking for another hack target, but no one can touch. Just like that, this is going to be a map number 1 going to Frost Surge.
And why not, Marks? We saw from Ricey's POV, we saw Panda Bear just throw in a Diva Bomb to start the fight. That's, you know, Scarrow's been playing Reaper so long, he knows there's no defense matrix. There's literally nothing to block out your Death Blossom at that point. There's no, you know, Cassidy on the other side to stun you out of it. There really isn't anything that's going to stop you without that defense matrix online, so just, you know, why wait for the EMP? Hit the button.
Hit the button to win, I guess. But once again, you can just see the comboing coming in from the side of Frost Surge. Like, Scarrow and Ricey just looked so clean with how they wanted to combo their ultimates. I think Scarrow, absolute menace just playing on that Reaper.
Yeah, and Scarrow is comfortable on the hero, looks fantastic, is able to play it even in those less than meta compositions like the Rush. Where normally you would prefer the Cassidy to come online to do a little bit more of that flash, a little bit more mid-range damage, but instead Frost Surge commit entirely to the close range damage because they have Scarrow, because he's so good at the Reaper. And I think, Marks, that this did answer one of our questions coming into this, or at least one of mine, that will Thor be a disadvantage for Frost Surge, you know, coming in with a team that you probably haven't scrimmed with much, that you're not that comfortable with. And again, you know, Thor has been playing on Frost Nova. It's not like you're just picking someone random up from ranked.
Yeah.
But really, no issues at all.
No.
Like, they look clean.
Yeah, like it was kind of nuts just kind of seeing that because you could just tell the rest of the team just felt so comfortable playing together, walking in, being able to check each other all points essentially. Winter doing also an amazing job, like you mentioned at the beginning here, of being so defensive and helping out the DPS lineup as well as the supports in the back line. And as long as Thor is able to continue to just support the rest of the team, then everything's going to be all right. It's not an incredibly crucial piece that she is playing, but it's still working out really well for them. And right now, Frost Surge just look absolutely clean.
Yeah, I mean, you say it's not, not incredibly crucial, and it's not going to be showing up in the kill feed, but with the kind of tempo that Frostsurge is playing with, having your Lucio on the same page with the rest of your team, having the speed boosts ready to go,
Mhm.
ready to push your team into these situations to take the initiative is really very important to Frostsurge's success. And Thor, not missing a beat.
Nope. I wonder what their shot calling is like for the team of Frost Surge because you're just like, all right, we want to go in and we want to win, and Scarrow's just like, I got that Death Blossom ready, let's do it, and then Thor's just like, all right, speed boost, go, and then they just kind of walk in there and win. Obviously, that's on point number one. Point number two, they were playing a little bit more dive, but essentially, as long as that Lucio is speed boosting in the proper times, then like it was just so easy for Frost Surge to run in there.
Yeah, just honestly looked very coordinated, and Tempest Typhoon not really able to get anything on the board. So, Control, you gotta chalk that one up, be like, well, GG, go next, and get ready for the next map. You cannot let that one affect your mental. But
No.
Marks, and that was a fast map.
That was a very fast map. It almost looked like Frost Surge were trying to speed run it. Tempest Typhoon was able to capture at least the point once, but like you said, very clean, very good for them. Still, though, I'd be curious to see how things move forward because control maps are a little bit once you cap the map, it's a lot easier to just kind of get a lot of percentage and swing ultimates in your favor. So that kind of works out to Frost Surge's benefit because they just were a little bit more coordinated coming into it. But as we move to our second map, which I believe will be our hybrid map, um, sorry, escort map. We do see a little bit of differences coming in here. So would be very curious to see what maps we could be seeing on that escort, but this could be a really good opportunity for Tempest Typhoon to get a little bit more ground in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and what I'm looking at, frankly, in the server currently is that we've already seen Ricey get swapped out for Antagonize, potentially to play on this escort map
Mhm.
for Frost Surge, despite them not knowing which escort map is going to be picked. So they already know that they want Antagonize in, who I believe has generally played more of the hit scan heroes,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken there. So, definitely, regardless of the map, they have a set strategy. They know who they've been scrimming with on escort. They know who they want to run, and they're, putting Ricey on a little bit of a break.
Yep.
So he gets to warm up. He did his job, came in of a Busan, stomped. He's able to come back in. But it is definitely an interesting decision, just putting an Antagonize uh, without even, a set map strategy. It's more of a set map pool strategy that they want to run him on escort.
Yes, and speaking of our second map, Tempest Typhoon is going to be taking us now to Route 66. So that is going to be where the escort map is. And hey, Spooky, tell me a little bit about Route 66.
Route 66, since it's a map in Overwatch. No, Route 66,
Nice.
very interesting. Point A, pretty hard to get to the end there. You see a
Mhm.
lot of teams kind of stall out. Point C, ridiculously hard.
Yes.
Probably one of the harder ones in the entire game, and it's pretty significantly different to the rest of the map too. It's pretty much just a straight line. It's like the first course of mini golf. There's really not too much to do there
Yep.
except to run at the enemy. Not a lot of high ground, not a lot of flanking potential. You
Yeah.
just go. So definitely a little bit harder there. Point B, a lot of high ground, pretty wide open. Usually a little bit more attacking favored,
Mhm.
but we'll see exactly what goes on. But that's the big one that I'm looking for is how do these teams get past that point A defense and can they snowball it on through point C?
And I like that you call it a snowball onto point number 3, because that final point is absolutely brutal to go into. It almost reminds me sometimes of playing 2CP, you know, just with the defense and how close the spawns are there.
Not mini golf then.
Not quite mini golf. I mean, you know, is mini golf essentially just 2CP except for golf?
Sure, buddy.
Okay, well, I tried. All right, well, we will be loading in now to Route 66. We're going to be starting things out with a Frost Surge on the attack. Meanwhile, Tempest Typhoon, or sorry, other way around. Frost Surge are going to be starting us out on defense, while Tempest Typhoon are going to be the people who are attacking first.
Yeah, so let's see what their defense looks like. You know, you can play Rhine-based compositions where you hold that first corner, or even hold incredibly close at the spawn doors. We've seen it before. We've also seen more double shield kind of compositions, or otherwise Orisa-based compositions that hold up on top of big Earls here. But turns out Frost Surge are running neither of those on the defense.
Oh.
They're actually going for a very aggressive defense. This spells out to me with more of a dive composition with Nodlin on the ball and then Scarrow on the Tracer. So what's going to happen here is we'll have those two dive heroes, Scarrow and Nodlin, running around harassing the backline, while Winter, along with Cabo, Thor, and Antagonize, will take up a strong position on Big Earls to try and get in as much damage as they can and harass the cart. Not a lot of healing in this composition, but you don't exactly need it, because Scarrow and Nodlin will be getting the health packs. We're going to see the Orisa coming out from Tempest Typhoon here. So running a little bit more slow. They have, you know, the Torb coming out as well. They have the Flashbang from Zai and the Brigitte. This is a pretty anti-dive composition if I've ever seen one. Nodlin and Scarrow are going to have to be careful.
This is so interesting to see this composition come out of Tempest Typhoon right now. I guess you could make the same argument about Frost Surge. Usually you don't play that aggressive defense here, but once again, like you said, it's going to be pretty difficult for that Tracer and Wrecking Ball to get a lot of value here with how anti-dive Tempest Typhoon are playing this one, Spooky.
Yeah, Antagonize and Winter will have to take a lot of the attention before the dive heroes can even get in there, especially Scarrow, who's just harassing from the high ground, knowing that if they go in, they'll die, but they're able to pick off Zai as he flies into the sky, but Nodlin falls at the same time. Scarrow down. That's both dive heroes, but Antagonize built up that ult incredibly quickly.
You're going to have to back off here. Cappadozer is hanging out on card, able to find Dawn Super, but finally Kriya comes around with this Torbjorn gun, and well, we love to see Torbjorn, don't we? As that's the Torb just lighting up the kill feed right now, Spooky.
One of his last performances before he's removed in Overwatch 2. We see Scarrow moving over to the Soldier, knowing that the Tracer is incredibly unfavored against the composition the Tempest Typhoon are running. Frost Surge should be able to regroup and get a good fight here before the cart moves forward. I'm looking at Nodlin to touch.
Yeah, Dive getting extremely low back there, getting a couple of balls as well as a grenade tossed over there. But look at that, Dr. Brandon going to be falling down as soon as they go up in the air. And just like that, the supports are down right now. So this should just be Frost Surge able to run over and stop that cart from reaching the end of point number 1.
Dawn Super was actually inside Big Earls there, while Dr. Brennan was just outside. They were like 3 feet away from each other on the ground.
No way! Was that just a back cap that we just saw by a Baby Diva?
Panda Bear getting a little bit of revenge for all the staggers in map 1.
Oh, pain. All right, well, Frost Surge have to back off now because they just gave up a lot of room. They're probably not going to be too happy about that one here, but
I'm not happy about that one either.
Yeah, that's fair. You are a little bit of an empath, and Zai finds Scarrow there. Okay, we see the picks coming through right now. Frost Surge definitely should have been able to close that one out, but well, Tempest Typhoon are able to squeeze that one by.
Yeah, great headshots, Antagonize. You're actually getting them closer to the cart with their spawn than you would if you just let them be, but
think about that.
It's an aggressive hold coming out. They had strong positioning from Frost Surge, and it does look like they want to hold this one incredibly close. You know, this kind of hold probably wouldn't happen if they hadn't gotten a back cap there.
Ooh.
Let's see if it actually works out for them, as you know, Tempest Typhoon are rotating around with this rally.
A lot of ultimates are being popped right now for Tempest Typhoon here. Taking a little bit more ground. The Supercharger going to be online as well. Scarrow up from above, trying to make something happen. Has to now run away from that giant exploding mech. Thankfully, there's a nice little sign here. You're not getting back in your mech today, Panda Bear. We've learned our lessons here. Still, though, Tempest Typhoon are on the cart, and they're getting a little bit of progress here. As once again, Frost Surge do not want to give up big Earls. They're more than happy to just hang out there because it was working so well. Zai going to be using the Deadeye, finds Scarrow from across the way. And just like that, Tempest Typhoon are going to roll this cart forwards as Frost Surge have to restabilize on the cart, but they're going to have to move themselves around real fast.
Where are they, Marks? Like, where is Frost Surge? I like the decision to actually hold them in spawn because once Tempest Typhoon get on cart, they're pretty hard to dislodge. So, you know, hold them in spawn, stop them from getting on cart. Instead, they didn't stop them from getting on cart. They got stuck in attacker's spawn, and now they've lost point B.
Yeah, point B almost looked like a walk in the park there for Tempest Typhoon because Frost Surge almost they didn't even touch. They didn't even touch, and just like that, that's going to be point number 2. But once again, Spooky, we did talk about how hard that point number 3 is going to be, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we did see Frost Surge change up their composition just a little bit more to favor a little bit more up close and personal style of fight.
Yeah, I think we do need to see the change because, yeah, point C can be hard, but these compositions, I think it aggressively favors Tempest Typhoon. We are going to see Nodlin swap over to that Rhine, give a little bit more close range damage, but the heroes that Tempest Typhoon have really do well in the single lane style.
And a little bit of a dragon going to be coming out here as Nodlin gets a little bit aggressive in the back line, trying to chase down that Orisa, but is going to have to back off here regardless, though. Frost Surge, it looks like they might be able to hold him back, but as soon as I say that, Dawn Super, it's going to be rallying, and suddenly you are unkillable, even up against that tactical visor just like that. Scarrow trying to keep alive here. Picks are going to be coming through. Dawn Super might have gone up a little bit too high for the rest of the team to benefit off of that, and Frost Surge are able to stabilize an expensive fight for Tempest Typhoon.
Yeah, but they do stabilize, which is the most important thing here. Frost Surge stabilize, rather. Tempest Typhoon, they will have a lot to work with coming in. I don't think they use too many ultimates there. Other than that rally, Dawn Super now swapping over. They're going to go for the Lucio here. Almost, I'm guessing this means Yikes is going to swap to the Rhine after the Supercharger. But they're going to try and get the most out of the strong ultimate.
Man, can I just say Antagonized has been getting dragons for almost every single fight here. Regardless, though, Panda Bear found Winter with the explosion. Now you're going to be tossing out the lava on your feet. You better watch out. Otherwise, you're going to burn from the ground up. And now Korea going in for the kill onto Nodlin as well. Say what you will about this Torbjorn, but it has been instrumental to Tempest Typhoon as they move this cart forwards.
Yeah, they might be able to cap with time here, but Nodlin has the Shatter. Not too many shields here to block it if he gets a good positioning. Dr. Brennan, she lays down the amplification matrix, but Cabodozer's one is better.
Oh, that's a pretty big
surge.
ult. And there we go. They got dropped down into it, but they are going to have to back off here as Zai tries to use the Deadeye, but instead is going to be meeting nothing but his head into the wall. And finally, Frost Surge are able to keep him back. Still a minute 15 left, but right now, Frost Surge are looking like they're in a good position to win this one out.
Yeah, but a pretty good push from Tempest there, considering they didn't even want to play these heroes on this point C. They just want to see what they could get out of their ultimates. Now they're on better heroes for the neutral game, but really nothing to work with. They're facing down a Shatter, a Deadeye, and a Beat. If they go quickly, they might have 2 attempts at this, but if they slow roll it, it might be do or die here. Not the worst ultimates in the world to be facing down, but not the best either. Let's see if they can get something.
Ooh, that was a very good flash grenade coming out there. Okay, Deadeye is going to be popped, looking for something. That's going to force out the Immortality Field, make sure nobody can necessarily die here. Still, Nodlin does have the Shatter, looking for an opportunity to use it. Goes for it underneath the cart. Gonna grab 5 with that one, even if you do get stunned up there. But the team is not able to capitalize onto it. Regardless, Frost Surge continuing the offensive, has to deal with Panda Bear in the back line, but are more than happy to do that now. Zai going to be moving things up forward right now, put that Reaper to good use. An Amplification Matrix is going to be tossed out as well. Suddenly, bullets are a lot more effective here as Tempest Typhoon are able to move things forward once again. This is it. We are going into the overtime. The Dragon is committed. Met with the sound barrier right now. It's going to be counter with another Soundbanger as Cabadozer uses the Amplification Matrix as well. Diva Bomb tossed into the backline as Cabadozer does fall down, and just like that, Frost Surge might not be able to do anything here. The Shatter is blocked, but it's too late. The team is falling apart. The self-destruct goes up into the air, doesn't find anybody. Scarrow coming out with the Dada on the side. They're trying to keep this one alive, but nothing can come through. Winter just tossing the body at it, as once again Thor is just hopping around. Somebody needs to stop the frog. Finally, the Death Blossom going to be used to close out this fight. Nautilin still stalling things out, though. This is going up there for the world's longest stall as Scarrow comes out on the Tracer yet again. Has to recall out of there, though. And just like that, it is going to be Tempest Typhoon, making it to the end, but in overtime.
Yeah, but they do make it to the end, which is, you know, a pretty... it's worth noting considering, you know, they didn't really have to fight for point A or point B.
That's true.
Which I think both are more mistakes from Frost Surge than anything. But like we were saying, point C, one of the hardest points in the entire game to capture. It speaks volumes to Tempest Typhoon's strategy as a team that they were able to capture that one in the end. Even if it wasn't the snowball you'd prefer, it does show that they're here to be competitive. They're here to play in this game. They're not just, you know, waiting for Frost Surge to make disastrous mistakes to cap points. So I definitely like to see it. I like to see the compositional swaps. I like to see the ultimate usage. Altogether, very good play from Tempest Typhoon to cap that last one. But, you know, I was saying I like seeing them do things without mistakes from Frost Surge. But it is worth mentioning Frost Surge made a lot of mistakes on that defense. They're going to be kicking themselves, and they're going to be coming back even stronger on the offensive. They have cemented themselves as the top team in the Hyperion Cup so far. Let's see if they can continue to pull this one out here, Marks. See if they can cap with some time in the bank.
Yeah, and it looks like to try and play this defense here, Tempest Typhoon are going to be continuing to use that Orisa. I'm starting to think that that might just be a favorite hero of Yikes, because it seems like they're playing that a lot more than this Reinhardt. Meanwhile, Frost Surge going for that rush, Spooky.
Yeah, it's not bad to have the Orisa on, you know, Big Earls, but they really are going for more of this bunker composition. They ran out of it at first, I thought, to deny the dive, but it might start to fall apart if the rush team are really on top of them.
Surprise, it's a little bit of a teleport. You didn't see that one coming, and now you're getting beamed down by this Symmetra. Antagonize, really giving Tempest Typhoon a reason to antagonize them right now. So much damage is coming in, finally gets taken out, but the trades are going back and forth. The Torbjorn running rampant once again, but looks like that was a good fight coming out from Frost Surge as they just clean up the rest of these staggers.
Yeah, Antagonize falling in the end, but able to do their job, it looks like. And those are some late staggers with some slow heroes here, Marks. Oh, we'll see if they get another fight here. They probably will, but I feel like it's going to be rough to see exactly who touches first.
Yeah, my thoughts would be on the Diva. Yep, okay, they're able to get into it, stall out the cart this time, so it is going to be a full fight coming in here. Torbjorn turret already out of the fight as Nautilin just swings through the old Swedish man, and now this is all falling apart. Earthshatter goes right into a shield, unfortunately. Doesn't find anybody on their feet, but still, they are finding the picks that they need. Panda Bear taken out of mech. No back cap this time, and hey, they actually did back cap it, Spooky. I'm sorry, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd call it a back cap. They gotten 2 picks at that point that, you know, shepherded all of Tempest into that little corner, and Frost Surge are coming out swinging. Antagonize with that Symmetra. It's a great play, especially if you're considering that the team might set up on the high ground there. Usually you'd have to, you know, Lucio speed boost around and try and go up and attack them, but just teleport on top of them and start swinging the hammer. It worked out fantastically in Tempest Typhoon. They have to swap over to a mirror rush comp, except, of course, keeping free on that Torbjorn. I don't think it's been the most impactful pick, especially, you know, compared to Antagonize on the Hanzo, but we'll see if it is able to do a little bit more in the mirror.
Scarrow using the Deadeye there, able to take the mech out of Panda Bear here, but now the Molten Core is going to be online. Going to be just plunking in the damage, but Tempest Typhoon have gone for a weird rotation. They've gone on the back, but that's just allowed right now. Frost Surge just to keep moving things forward, and now they don't even see Scarrow in the back line. Scarrow running away with murder right now. Dawn Super can't even jump out of that one, and that's going to be point number 2, Spooky.
Yeah, and you made a great point there. The flank never actually contested the cart. Just kept on keeping on until you get all the way to point C with 5 minutes in the time bank. And this is a hard point, but I don't think it's 5 minutes hard, Marks. we're gonna see if Frost Surge are able to capture, and if so, how much time they'll have in the bank here. They look way more comfortable in this rush composition than their opposition do, and they're just putting in the damage.
Yeah, all the ultimates are coming out line right now for Tempest Typhoon. They're trying to stabilize here. Amplification Matrix might have done yet enough. They're able to hold him back just for a second, but unfortunately haven't found any picks just quite yet. Meanwhile, they got to worry about Scarrow coming in from the top line there. That's going to be Nodlin throwing the Earth Shatter right into the shield here. Nodlin, don't drop that shield, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. Zai looking for it, is able to almost take Winter out of mech there as Scarrow gets booped into the afterlife right now. Tempest Typhoon continuing to move things forwards here. They take the fight into the enemy's hands and they win this one out.
Yeah, as soon as both DPS fall, you know that one's over. Scarrow and Antagonize have been doing a lot of work for the team so far. Now we're going to see the ultimates start to build up for Tempest Typhoon. They've got this Blizzard, and we're going to be looking at Winter to deny that, but that's definitely the most powerful ult on the board right now. It comes down, not eaten, and catches quite a few members, it looks like.
Oh, Yikes is chasing down Cabadozer. You can't jump your way out of this one with those moon boots. Yikes going all the way downtown, finds Thor, turns them against the wall, and Tempest Typhoon are going to win out yet another fight here, Spooky.
And only using the Blizzard there, which is pretty much what you want. Both support ultimates online almost have that Shatter as well, but they're facing down 4 ultimates here from Frost Surge. Not the most impactful ultimates, I'll admit, but it might be enough. Another Dragon coming down, putting in that damage, and Frost Surge are trying to capitalize using DPS ults to open an opportunity.
Yeah, Yikes goes for the Shatter, just finds shield there, and right now, even though they lost their main tank, Frost Surge are able to spin this one yet around again. Here we go, Cabados are able to take Dawn Super out. Now Winter going to be going in. That Ice Wall actually worked against the team this time as Panda Bear gets taken out, and now Frost Surge are moving forwards with their Winter Supremacy as they're looking to close this one out without even breaking overtime right now, Spooky.
Let's see where Cabadozer puts his Amp Matrix down. Maybe a little too far forward here, because Yikes is through it. He's swinging the hammer. He's getting the damage in. That Amp Matrix was how you secured this point, Marks. It's a little too far forward. You actually can't get value from it. And as we saw with Yikes, who just walked straight through it and started putting in the damage.
Yeah,
now look, this is gonna be pretty tough for Frost Surge here. You know, they use some of their ultimates. They've got more online, but now there's some breathing room for Tempest here. As they come up to another Blizzard, there's a lot of space Frost Surge have to move through, and they may have only 2 more good shots at this. One of which you assume is going to get shut down by Kriya's Blizzard if Winter isn't able to eat it up.
Yeah, and they've been doing a really good job of checking Winter, taking them out of the mech before that Blizzard does come out line, but Scarrow going to be taking the aggression first, able to move on top of there, but unfortunately gets booped around, not able to secure anything. That's going to be the Blizzard coming in right now. Scarrow did find Kriya, but is comboed with a Shatter as well, as Winter comes up big with a self-destruct, finding 2, and okay, the Amplification Matrix does come out, but I think it's all but too late. Frost Surge are taking this fight to the spawn here. Don't forget to touch the cart. That's going to be extremely important. The Doomfist coming in, gets completely slammed out of it. Zai coming back onto the Tracer to try and stall out the cart, but gets rolled over as well. We got a Wrecking Ball on point. Yikes just swinging around. Spin to win today. Not going to find the slam, unfortunately. Gets stunned out of that as the Mortar gets taken out as well. And with that Ice Wall, that is going to be Frost Surge with a 2-minute time bank at the end of Route 66.
Yeah, it's scrappy at the end, but it is Frost Surge's ultimate combos that actually push them over the line there. We've been talking, you know, about Ricey and Scarrow on map 1, but again, it comes out with Winter and Nodlin. Despite getting caught in the Blizzard and then followed up with a Shatter, Nodlin is able to lay down the Shatter of their own at the same time Winter throws out the bomb, gets 2. I mean, I already think that, I believe it was Scarrow was actually getting a few picks as well. But, you know, Winter's bomb's just a cherry on top of the ice cream. And that's going to be what actually pushes them over the edge. But that's a dangerous situation. You know, you've got 3 players caught in the Blizzard. They get shattered as well. You need to come up with something big. And the Frost Surge tank line delivered.
And I just want to say right now, Frost Surge, we did talk about how good they were at comboing their ults in the last map, but that was more specifically onto the DPS there. But once again, you can tell this team looks rehearsed, specifically off that self-destruct that Winter used there, because the team was ready to support it. And I think this is excellent comboing coming out from the team.
Yeah, I mean, if Nodlin hadn't landed that shatter on the Yikes and the shield was there in place, that bomb wouldn't have gotten anything. You know, they probably would have lost that fight. They would have, you know, followed up on the Blizzard. A lot could have happened, and now, you know, with time so low, Frost Surge want to milk it down to 0 on the spawn hold here. Just classic rush.
Oh, and look at this. Winter's going to be in the back line, just peppering them. But gets frozen up. That might have been a little bit of an overextension. Winter able to escape here. And meanwhile, they got to deal with the Mei in their back line. Both
pincer maneuver.
Switching sides, apparently. Yeah, we're going for a little bit of a crab dance here as Yikes is going to go for the charge, gets stunned out by Nodlin. But these teams are going into the brawl right now. Yikes able to win out that main tank duel here. But Zai has just been doing so much work on this sim once again. And now they're going to be able to move that truck forward. Ouch. Oh, that was a big orb into antagonize his body from Zai. And let's see if they can get point number 1, Spooky.
Yeah, and that was cute from Tempest Typhoon, you know, going up through the train and then actually splitting the team in two. You know, the Rhine going back to fight on the front lines while more the DPS put in the damage from the back, and it worked out for them fairly well. They're going to have some big ultimates going online. If Zai gets that photon barrier, this could be point A and then some.
Ooh, here we go. Nodlin is going in, looking for a charge. Not able to find anything, and Nodlin gets taken out again, but Scarrow able to trade that one back onto Zai. Scarrow just in the back line does have... No! Gets stunned out of it. That's an absolutely massive shatter as the entire team hits the floor, and just like that, they're going to follow up and let the bodies hit the floor as Tempest Typhoon roll over the rest of Frost Surge.
That was fantastic, and look at the ults as well, Marks. They're holding onto a Blizzard and a Beat. They didn't just throw everything they had at it. And on the other hand, Antagonize has a Blizzard of their own, and only one of these teams have to stay on the cart at all times. So Antagonize, you know, probably has the advantage in the ultimate battle. But, you know, Panda Bear is going to be watching for that one. They probably know it's online at this point. If Panda Bear is able to eat up that Blizzard, this push could keep on rolling here.
And look at this, it's going in right now. The amplification matrix is going to be tossed in. We see the Blizzard go in. It is not eaten up as all the members are going to get frozen up here. This is an absolutely massive Blizzard. They got to capitalize on it. Nodlin able to swing through. Takes Zai out here. A sound barrier committed as well. Keep everyone nice and healthy, but now Frost Surge respond with one of their own. They're holding that W key and they're getting aggressive with it. Scarrow with the high noon takes Panda Bear out. The self-destruct finds nothing here. Scarrow looking to use the fan the hammer. Almost takes out that main tank, and just like that, because the overtime had been burning for so long, that's going to be Frost Surge holding them on point number 2. But they still have to move this one at least past point number 1 before they win out this map.
And with a minute left on the clock, that's good.
That's really good.
That's really good. You know, Frost Surge with a little extra time, but that's not going to matter as much. I think that if they get this far, they're going to do it in overtime, minus like a ridiculously fast attack. But let's see if Tempest Typhoon want to take that same kind of strategy and push into spawn and see if they want to go for that kind of hold. I'd assume they would. You know, a well-coordinated spawn hold with everyone dying at the same time, not moving the card very much. You should get around 3 fights. Probably about 3 fights, maybe more like 2.5 where someone just touches at the last second. But you should get 3 fights if you hold spawn, but doesn't look like Tempest Typhoon quite want to do it. They might not be quite comfortable with it. They're thinking about it.
Yeah, and you can see Tempest Typhoon, I would imagine that they would go for it. You know, sure, they got the Congo line.
For something.
They got the Congo line going out here. It's looking like a little bit of a wedding right now, but still, they're going to be going up the side. This is a little bit unconventional for a spawn hold.
Yeah, they come straight out.
Wow.
Not entirely sure why they went for that exactly, but they're going to come straight out and hit them aggressively.
And Frost Surge are going to be able to match them here. Now they're using a pincer mechanic of their own. Mortality Field already tossed outside, taking that one out. Yikes looking for a little bit of something. Oh, Zai going for a ride. Nautilus is able to find that one. They are going to be trading out Reinhardt's here, but it's okay because Frost Surge do have the respawners advantage, so they're more than happy to find these trades. And now they're lighting up the kill feed, so they will be able to make quite a bit of cart progress here. And it's going to be up to Tempest Typhoon to try and respond to them.
Yeah, a very aggressive push from Tempest Typhoon there, and it didn't quite work out from them. I didn't think you could get much more aggressive than a spawn hold, but they managed to do it. But like I said, they all died pretty quickly. They should get another nice fight here as the card comes around the corner. But Cabodozer has his Amplification Matrix online. There's really nothing to counter it unless Yikes lands a big shatter.
Here we go. Poking and prodding, Amplification Matrix comes in. The Maywall good. Just gonna block that one out completely as the aggression comes through here. Yikes! Oh, big yikes for Frost Surge as the shatter is absolutely massive. That's gonna be more than enough to make them reset here. Frost Surge running out of time. This is getting a little dicey for them, Spooky.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really expecting it there, Marks. You probably should be, considering how rushed goes. Yeah, Winter taken for quite a ride. This is going to be last fight for Frost Surge, but Nodlin hadn't built up the shatter yet, despite being on the winning team, so potentially not expecting Yikes to have that one. But now, so many ults online. Cabodos are actually going over to the Moira just to get a little bit more coordinated healing, have those orbs come down. But so many ults online for Tempest Typhoon here. Frost Surge are going to have to come up with something big if they want to take it.
And here we go. 2 high noons coming in. Out on top. Scarrow's already down, but they did find Brendan in the backline. They're going to trade that one out for Moira's. Right now, Nautilus is just finding every single charge in this game possible. Still though, Tempest Typhoon, they have the numbers on the point right now. Frost Surge are going to be getting the Sound Barrier online, but Yikes says not today. Uses the Shatter to stop that one. The explosion does find Zai here as Winter's able to get back into mech, trying to make this one winnable right now for the team as Scarrow comes back onto the Tracer. Scarrow did find Yikes here, and with that Moira burst healing, this is definitely possible for Frost Surge to make their way on to point number 1. They are swapping to the Fast and Furious heroes right now. Somebody call Vin Diesel here as Frost Surge win out the team fight, but they will have another opportunity to stall out and potentially lose this.
Truly, nothing is stronger than the Frost Surge family, because I don't know how that came down there. You know, Yikes did everything in his power to get away with that one, and somehow Winter gets a bomb. Winter gets back into mech, which
I don't know how
boggles my mind.
It's wild.
And then they run away with it. You know, Yikes got like 4 picks, and they lose. That's a tilter. Let's see if they can save it out with this Matrix here, but nobody's really in the way.
Okay, Korea getting really aggressive here. Tosses out the Blizzard already. Found Thor there, but Antagonize is back on the Hanzo. Still though, all the picks are coming through. Someone needs to come onto the cart to stall this one out. Otherwise, they will be falling off here. Antagonize just trying to pluck in these arrows, but Yikes is just large and definitely in charge of that objective. It's going to be Tempest Typhoon tying things up in our series. It's now 1-1, Spooky.
That's a huge ult advantage coming in there for Tempest Typhoon to tie it up. But Yikes coming out as a big player on this Reinhardt. You know, we were talking a little bit, you know, does Yikes want to play the Rein? Does he prefer the Orisa? What does this team want to do? Yikes coming up absolutely huge. And that Shatter is actually what started the snowball of ultimates that allowed Tempest Typhoon to run away with this one, where quite frankly, they should have stopped it on point A. They, you know, do it at the beginning of point B. They still win the map. But it is Yikes just taking control of that defense at the end, despite the time differential actually being in favor of Frost Surge.
Yeah, once again, Tempest Typhoon in the right position at the right time. Such good ultimates coming out from them. And, you know, we talked about the comboing coming out from Frost Surge, but I honestly think that was just better timing coming out from Tempest Typhoon. You know, that Shatter, we saw a self-destruct, the Blizzards as well. You could just tell that, you know, they found their openings and they were taking them. And as a result, Frost Surge were just left on their backs, either frozen up or on the ground because they had a little earthquake underneath them.
Yeah, it's really coming up to a bit of a competitive game here, Marks. You know, Tempest Typhoon coming out incredibly strong there at the end. You know, I was criticizing them. You know, I'm like, will they be able to do it if you're not seeing big mistakes out of Frost Surge? Will they be able to push forward? It turns out they are. You know, Yikes coming out incredibly strong. We'll see if this kind of theme continues, if Tempest Typhoon can continue bringing it to Frost Surge, our #1 seed currently, our 4-0 undefeated champions. Will they be handed their first loss in this match? I think we'll find out after this break. We are going to halftime, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're 1-1 currently. Let's see what happens next.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Hyperion Open Cup. It's week number 3 in the second split here. We've got Frost Surge going up against Tempest Typhoon. And Spooky, next up, of course, the hybrid map. Where else but King's Row? That's where we're headed to next.
I'm super excited, Mark. So we've seen both Nodlin and Yikes putting on great performances on the Reinhardt so far. I'm really hoping they will continue that on the King's Row, but I realized something during halftime.
What did you
Marks.
realize?
I was taking my break, drinking some water, and I realized, holy moly, boy, Mr. Marcus Marks Wong, we are 1-1, which means we are definitely going to play an assault map.
We are going to play an assault map.
You know what's in the assault map pool?
Hang on. I think I gotta think about this. Wow, I'm looking outside and seeing the moon?
You are seeing the moon. Horizon Lunar Colony has been resurrected by Hyperion Cup. It's banned from competitive play, but, the Hyperion Cup, at least this week, is not that.
Nope, it definitely isn't. Thanks to how the Hyperion Cup was set up, people got to vote on it, and Horizon Lunar Colony snuck into the lineup somehow. So it is possible that we will be seeing
the community of Hyperion Cup have decided they want Horizon Lunar Colony in the map pool. It's not the only map in the map pool, of course, so it doesn't have to be picked. But we are going to go to an assault map, and there is potential that we will see that coming out in a competitive Overwatch tournament for the first time in years.
I don't.
Literal years.
If we get Horizon Lunar Colony, I don't even know what to call things anymore, because it's just been out of rotation for so long, Spooky.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we
what
get
are the strategies?
Nanoblade? I don't know.
Oh man!
All right, something.
Well, regardless, we are going to be going to King's Row now, our hybrid map number 3. Right now, Tempest Typhoon up against Frost Surge. We are tied 1-1. So let's see how this goes. We do have Zura coming in for Thor on the side of Frost Surge. So Sport is back and ready to go, as it looks like this time around, Frost Surge, they're going to be starting us out on this defense here on King's Row. And Spooky, tell me a bit about the composition.
Well, these aren't Reinhardt.
Nope, they're not.
We can start with that. Frost Surge going for a similar composition that we saw them play on that first point of Route 66. I do think it's actually a little bit better on King's Row, where you get to have a lot of heavy damage heroes control the high ground, pump in that damage with the Discord Orb from Zura, as you get to kind of rotate around, while both Scarrow and Nodlin are able to hold the point, or Ricey and Nodlin are able to hold the point down with their mobile heroes. And we are going to see more of the classic rush coming down. So Tempest Typhoon, I think they may have the advantage here if they're able to get onto point, but they're going to be taking a lot of damage from the high ground, and it's going to be on if they can shut down Nodlin and Ricey and kind of bait the high ground heroes down to fight them on an even level. Instead, they're not even going to try. They're going to go for the jump. They're going to attack them on the high ground. They're getting pressured the whole time.
Yeah, look at this. They're getting pressured from both sides right now. Whoa. Kree almost falling down there. Got really close to 0 HP. Still, Tempest Typhoon are up top right now, looking for an opportunity to go back around. The positioning from this team has been really interesting. They like to wrap around and go from things from behind. And, well, now they're going to be moving on to point, but there's nobody here. Frost Surge, where are you guys at? It turns out they're on the top too, but they already have given up at sick here. Finally, we see Winter and Nodlin start this engagement. Tempest Typhoon, still though, very much in charge of things right now. Ricey has to recall out of here, and they've almost given up 2 ticks at this point. The team fight hasn't really broken out either. Winter getting really close, does have the ultimate online, gonna be doing that, but can't fly away as they get stunned out of that ultimate. Still though, Tempest Typhoon are now off the point, but they've got red in their vision, and they're looking to murder right now as they run through things. The Wrecking Ball does fly through here. Ricey trying to stabilize this one a little bit more. Does have that Pulse Bomb online, looking for an opportunity. Throws it onto the Reinhardt, is able to find Yikes, but Zai is able to take them out as well. Now it's all up to Nodlin, who gets frozen up. A High Noon is coming out as well to try and slow it down from Scarrow, but not able to find anything. And this defense just kind of fell apart on itself right now, Spooky.
And that's... You cannot even say that Zura might have touched the point there. That was a late Transcendence. But Marks, it's a good play from Tempest Typhoon. It's a little bit slow, but they do exactly what they have to, which is push the aggressive high damage heroes off of the high ground and then force them onto the low ground where Yikes can just run into them, and eventually they do manage to take out Winter, so he's not just pumping in these Hyper Spears from the high ground onto the point. So great plays from Tempest Typhoon. It was a little bit bring around the rosy, but the strategy was there.
High Noon going to be coming out right now, as well as a Blizzard. Let's see how Tempest Typhoon want to take this advantage forward. Thankfully, Frostsurge were able to get out of there, and Ricey does find Kriya to open up the fight. So you see Frostsurge now, they're going to be taking the advancement forward. They want to press this and potentially get it good. That's going to be a good shatter coming in. Fortunately, didn't find yet enough people, as Nodlin is going to find Yikes thanks to Ricey freezing things up. Even though a sound barrier was engaged there, we see Tempest Typhoon are deciding to play this one safe and back off here without losing any more people.
Yeah, the shatter's good from Yikes, but I believe the Ice Wall from Ricey is even better, blocking off Dr. Brennan's amplification matrix and also isolating the rest of the team from following up on the shatter. The Frost Surge back in control, at least for now. Not a lot of ultimates online for Tempest. This is a dry fight. Cabodozer, oh, no one's walking into that one. So it's going to be Tempest Typhoon coming around the backside, and both Ice Walls out already. Nobody isolated.
Ooh, Cabodozer lost already. The Baptiste is not able to heal up the squad as much as you would like here. Tempest Typhoon, they're going to be moving things from behind once again. Self-destruct goes in, doesn't find anything. Panda Bear just using it to pick up yet another mech, as we see Winter getting pressured out by Zai, as well as Panda. Now, Frostsurge are in a little bit of a split position here without their off tank here. And we see Tempest Typhoon want to completely take advantage of this, as Nodlin is already down. Even though they haven't necessarily lost everybody, it's still not the best situation here. Yike's going to be lifted up into the air and tossed back down on the ground, but Scarrow might keep this one alive for the team as they find two picks in the back line, looking for yet another one. Yike's going to just charge out of there and is able to pick up two, and now Scarrow is the last man standing. Does have this Deadeye, though, looking for potentially a back. High Noon, able to take out Zai here, but finally going to be falling down. Still, though, Tempest Typhoon, they're continuing to march things forwards here, and I expect we might be able to see a point number 2, Spook.
It certainly seems like it, and you just have to think of, like, you know, we saw Scarrow come up with picks, but my question is, did they matter at all? You know, I'm assuming that this fight's over. There are no heals available for Frost Surge, and that was the problem, you know? Cabodozer falling so early in the previous fights, then falling again early in this fight means there's literally no healing. Scarrow was playing in Bookstore just to play up the mini health pack. Ricey was on top of the Mega just because that was the only healing available to them. They staggered a little bit, you know, they stalled card, they got some picks, but none of it mattered if Cabodozer is dying in these fights so early. Zura cannot do all the healing on their own.
Yeah, Scarrow really taking a page out of the knowledge is power thing there. And get nice and big brained here, but we are going to be seeing now a High Noon come out, as well as a Blizzard here. Zai going to be using that one out, but dueling Blizzards coming in. Everything is nice and frosty on the point, but Scarrow is unaffected and continuing to rein in damage regardless, though. Tempest Typhoon, they're finding the picks that they need. There's enough healing coming in and keeping everybody alive. Finally, Dr. Brennan does get stunned up, and Scarrow is able to take them out once again on the back line here. Does have a High Noon, but will be falling down. But look at that. The attention has been drawn, and the rest of Frost Surge march their way forwards and take out the rest of the team, which is going to force a retreat from Tempest Typhoon.
Yeah, and I think that's something we haven't quite stated, is how well Scarrow has been playing. You know, on this map, on the last one, obviously on Busan, but Scarrow has consistently been putting in a pretty incredible performance throughout this entire match. And again, you know, he just, you know, he's stalling out, he's saving his team in otherwise unwinnable situations. Let's see if he's able to do it again with this Deadeye.
Oh, does find a Zai here. He's going to get chased down by a Reinhardt, but that's okay. The team is already. And just like that, once again, Frost Surge are going to run over top of them once again, just chasing down those exit picks. And, well, finally, Frost Surge, they're looking a lot more stable now, which is a really good thing for them.
Yeah, it's what they needed. A minute and a half left on the clock. They're building up some of these ultimates, the Amp Matrix, you know, the two tank ults. If Nodlin's able to land a big shatter, potentially you're only one fight left, but the ultimates are definitely in favor of Tempest here, I would say.
Oh? Okay, self-destruct up top for Winter. It's gonna be met with Zai's High Noon. And we're gonna be going down there, but that's a huge Earth Shatter coming in. Able to find 3 here as Tempest Typhoon are marching this one forward. Scarrow trying to stabilize this a little bit more. Able to once again do a little bit of a cast diff, but now is gonna be down in the drink. And that's gonna be a team kill. As Tempest Typhoon, they get it. They made it all the way in King's Row with 48 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and Tempest Typhoon just looking very good on this rush composition here. You know, Yikes leading the charge, the rest of the team following up. Nobody really, you know, everyone playing very solidly, I'd say.
Yeah.
No one overextending, except maybe Yikes a little bit, but he's supposed to, so it's definitely working out. And nobody even able to touch at the end there. And again, a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes from our 5-0 Frost Surge. Yeah, you know, Cabodos getting picked early, maybe not really being quite ready what to do if your high ground positioning on point A gets disrupted. They just kind of went down to the low ground against a rush comp, which is not going to work.
Nope.
Quite frankly. So Frost Surge looking maybe a little bit rusty here, a little bit uncoordinated, uncharacteristically uncoordinated, I'd say. But, you know, it's not over yet. It's still map 3. They're still able to come back into this one. But so far, Tempest Typhoon have been playing tight.
Absolutely, and I do wonder how much that can be attributed to Frost Surge originally trying that ball composition, playing off the Zen as well as the Tracer. You know what, King's Row, there's a reason why Reinhardt is one of the most picked heroes, as well as that Lucio, and well, now we're going to be seeing classic Rein Zarya coming out from Frost Surge. They want to rush in and they want to win this.
Yeah, and coming out of the Zarya, a little bit more of that offensive pressure, but Kreia is going to get some nasty blizzards when he builds that one up.
Yeah, Nautilin right now is able to swing through, putting in so much damage. Nautilin fallen extremely low, though. Able to be kept alive right now. Winter's looking nice and charged up as well. They're looking for an opportunity to move things in. Winter going in from the flank, gonna have the shield onto Scarrow to keep them alive. Once again, Scarrow doing a great job on the flank as the pincer mechanic kind of comes through, but the team thrives on playing together and Scarrow is left all alone. Is gonna finally get some support here, but it's an excellent isolating Maywall. Flash grenade gets tossed out to try and contest it, but we're playing inside of a little room and all these heroes want to play things nice and close. So Amplification Matrix gets thrown out as Dawn Super does find the Lucio. That's going to reduce their mobility by a ton. Nautilin also has this Earth Shatter on line as well, looking for an opportunity potentially as Zai busts out the Deadeye, and now it's looking like an episode of Scooby-Doo with how much these teams are wrapping around each other, giving each other chase. Still though, Tempest Typhoon, they're buying enough time there as they find the pick onto Scarrow. Now they're going to be re-aggressing things once again. The Earth Shatter comes in, but it's completely blocked off as Nautilin gets absolutely deleted. Playing main tank simulator right now. Zura does find Kreia in the back, though. Ricey might not be able to escape here. Has to force out the ice block, not able to get out. And Winter is going to have a lot there, but oh man, that was something else. Great defense coming out from Tempest.
Yeah, very patient, which you know, kind of surprises me because the longer these fights go on, they should, in theory, favor Frost Surge because Winter will be able to build up that, you know, build up the charge, put down more and more damage. But the concentrated attacks onto Nautilin, you know, having to block the Shatter, then the Flashbang, and not being able to keep on top of everything is not enough. Scarrow, an aggressive attack, but the Shatter comes in from Nautilin. It's good. 2 blizzards on the field as well, but looks like everything is going in favor of Frost Surge here. But a lot expended there.
Absolutely. You got dueling blizzards. Which one is going to come out on top? Well, turns out supercharged Winter. Lots of damage coming through. Everyone's standing still. Very easy to track with that very powerful beam. So once again, great stuff coming out there as a Frost Surge. They want to try and match this time bank. Do have a couple ultimates online. Curious to see how they're going to use them, Spooky.
Yeah, I'm looking at this graph. Panda Bear probably knows it is out here. Gonna be waiting for Nautilin to be ready for it. The Matrix is good and the wall is better, but the grab into the Matrix.
It's interesting, but let's see if they can come out on top. A lot of damage is gonna be coming through, but Winter somehow made it into the backline. Yikes! Again, whole W to win on Reinhardt feels amazing, man. Just gonna be finding everything there, and just like that, the grab finds almost no value for Frost Surge.
Yeah, I mean, an interesting strategy, potentially you pull them through the Matrix towards your side so they can't actually get the damage down. I don't know if that is quite how it worked, potentially putting them right on top of it so they still get the double damage, or if, they just put down enough through the Matrix to do all the work, but definitely a pretty destroyed ultimate economy for Frost Surge, not to mention them swapping over to the Diva and the Reaper.
And here we go. This might be just more comfort picks coming in. Nodlin looking for it. He's able to find 4 with that shatter. Yikes tries to trade it back, but it's not as effective. Salbei are going to be coming out online as well as the self-destruct tossed out from Panda Bear. Looking for value. Doesn't find anything. Able to get back into mech nice and safely. It's an absolute brawl on the point right now. Somebody call your big pal Mario, because this is a super smasher, but Nodlin going to be flying across and is going to get absolutely deleted in the back line. Still, though, Frosters want to take this and keep the fight moving, but right now Zai is just doing so much damage. Without that shield, it's just so easy to fall down, and now they're on a weird rotation as they try and regroup here, Spooky.
Yeah, and most of that is based off of the Lucio timings. Don Super, using the beat a little bit later than Zura, was able to, block more of the damage coming out during those close range fights from Frost Surge. So Frost Surge taking more of the brunt and being weaker throughout that entire fight. It's just a slow roll into their loss.
Oh!
Countered by the Blizzard and the wall.
See how it goes. Zai, use that Deadeye. Just tried to zone people out. Worked out. Make that ultimate get nothing here, but now Ricey does have this Blizzard. Gonna be... Oh,
stunned out of it.
Not stunned or eaten. Probably stunned. Didn't show up on the kill feed there, but just like that, the Blizzard is gone. And now Tempest Typhoon have yet another advantage in their pocket here as Yikes all just have it. Okay, hey, ultimate gone out of a freeze this time around as Yikes uses the Earth Shatter, but a little bit upset about that one. Gonna take it out on Nodlin. Meanwhile, Rice is trying to keep this one alive, but once again, Yikes has been an absolute queen of a chess piece on the board right now for Tempest Typhoon, taking that aggression forward and running through the enemy team.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous to see 2 ultimates get stunned up, but you'd rather lose the Shatter than the Blizzard there, because Yikes is pretty much an ultimate on his own when he's in those close quarters rooms, just putting in so much damage. Now, there's barely any time for Frost Surge. Ricey has pretty much built up another Blizzard incredibly quickly. All the ultimates online, but is it enough?
Here we go. The Blizzard is going to be coming out. Does not get eaten up here as Nodlin is going to be in a tough spot here. The self-destruct goes up from Winner. Able to take out Yikes, but Nodlin is going to fall down. Still winnable for both of these teams. Soundbay are coming out from Frost Surge right now. They want to try and tie this up as much as they can as Ricey just moves forward right now, but the Blizzard gets eaten up by Panda Bear. Ultimates left and right are getting no use whatsoever. Zai so close to this Deadeye as well. He's going to have it online, but Scarrow has this Death Blossom online. Finally, though, Frost Surge are able to get a foot in the door, but this is going to be a tall order here as they're down to 15 seconds. Potentially 2 fights left in this fight here.
It cost them 4 ults just to get this far. Now, Tempest Typhoon have the advantage. The Shatter does not get anything. And now Tempest Typhoon should just be able to push forward. It's all on Scarrow with this Death Blossom here. He has to come up big, but they know where he is.
Yeah, and they know that the ultimate is going to be online as well and need to shut that one down. Scarrow is going for it. Uses it in the backline. Gets completely shut down by Yikes. Oh, Panda Bear, the reflexes, you'll have to see it, but still the kill feed is showing that this might still be winnable for Frost Surge right now. They're moving this one forward. They're finding the picks. We see the stall heroes coming out just to try and keep this one alive. It's a huge shatter coming in from Nodlin. And just like that, Frost Surge are going to wipe them up, so they will be getting point number 2. And this map is still going.
Scarrow just no fear, no care, no sneaky business, literally just walks into a Diva and hits the Death Blossom. But apparently it is enough as all of Tempest Typhoon kind of turn around to capitalize to kill the Death Blossoming Reaper. It's enough of a distraction for Frost Surge to come back in and get a second chance at life here.
Here we go, Yikes, once again, oh my goodness, and Nodlin's out. Wow, so fast, so soon, it's a huge shatter as well! Tempest Typhoon! Oh, Spooky, I've got no words for that because that is textbook how you want to be playing Overwatch using those ultimates.
Yeah, and this is a long stagger.
Oh! Wow.
He gets the kill! Dude, how does he get away with
Yikes
that?
is actually unkillable right now. I think I need to call that right here, right now. Let the record show Yikes cannot be stopped.
That is nuts. The support from his team, from Dr. Brennan to keep him alive there. Fantastic. Now 20 seconds on the clock. Ricey has a Blizzard. Panda Bear does not have a mech, does not have a Matrix, and they take advantage of it.
Yeah, all right, ultimates are going to be invested onto the site, and they are going to be finding a couple of picks here. Uh-oh, Yikes is falling extremely low right now, and Froster should be able to win this fight out. Still though, okay, there we go. Time all the way down now. We are going to be into overtime here, but there still should be potentially 2 more fights coming out from Tempest Typhoon.
Yeah, they have the amplification matrix, which should be countered out by Ricey's ice wall. Only the bomb from Winter, the Diva Bomb here, but Yikes, building up to that shatter is ready for it. Yeah, the wall is there, the bomb over the top, and it does catch Don Super here.
That's going to be pretty important. That allows for that speed here, but still, they are taking things really close. Yikes does have the shatter online. Oh, got Ricey in the backline, so that's going to slow them down, but unfortunately not as much value as you would have wanted here. Oh boy, everybody falling extremely low. Yikes going for the charge, but Frosters are just going to be cleaning them up right now. Nautilin also have that shatter online, looking for a spot to use it, but probably doesn't even need it. As in overtime, Frosters are able to win this one out and take this all the way to the end.
Yeah, but it looks dicey for them, and in quite a few situations there, Marks. Still, Yikes, an aggressive shatter at the end there, you know. And that's one of the, like, do you use it? When do you use it? Do you not use it? If you use it at a good time, you know, Nodlin's expecting it because he knows it's a good time. It's like, I use it at a bad time when they don't expect it because that's actually the good time. But he never puts his shield down, so it's a bad time.
I had a bad time listening to that whole explanation.
That's Shatter in a nutshell.
Lots of math coming off the screen, that's for sure, Spooky.
Yeah, pretty much. But we are going to see, and I do like this, we are going to see Rush coming out straight from the beginning. No, nothing special. I don't think we're going to see the Zarya for Winter on this attack. I don't think we're going to see the Sigma comp when they're on their defense either. I think it's just going to be plain and simple Rush trying to stall as long as possible, then win that last fight. Scarrow is going to at least look for that opening headshots, but then it's right over onto the Cassidy.
Yeah, well, let's see how this goes here, because right now this is looking like Tempest Typhoon are very comfortable on this Reinhardt or Rush. Specifically, once again, just pumping Yikes full of HP. Make sure that Yikes does not fall down. It's been extremely instrumental to the strategy right now. Frostsurge already taking a little bit of an aggressive positioning. Still though, Frostsurge want to win this one out. They're looking for an opportunity to open up things. Ice Wall unfortunately does not isolate anybody, but that's a good isolating ice wall. That's a tongue twister and a half, but still Nodlin able to escape out of that one. They're going to be trading blows here, but excellent stall right now for Tempest Typhoon.
Yeah, we're just going to see who's going to be able to build up their ultimates first. It looks like it'll be Dr. Brennan with the Amp Matrix. The walls are good.
See how it goes. Cabadozer uses the Amplification Matrix. Now going to be met by Dr. Brennan, but Dykes and Zai have already fallen down, and Ricey just cleans up the rest of them here. Cabadozer doing a good job of taking out the rest of the people here and keep everybody nice and healthy. So that's going to be point number 1, going to Frostsurge here. But we are in overtime, so they cannot afford to lose a single team fight.
Regardless, this is enough to get them on the board and then some. I think this actually puts them in an advantageous position to win the map, getting this first point here. Ricey having that Blizzard online as well. Kreia not really close. Is going to need to do a bit more damage to get it. If Ricey puts down the Blizzard quickly, they could snowball this one forward.
Here we go. The archers are going to be your biggest enemy right now if you are Frostsurge. Look at the positioning from Tempest Typhoon. They want to seal the nail on the coffin right here, right now. Waiting for them. Ricey once again. All pressure on this Blizzard, looking for an opportunity. Throws it out right there and catches so many people. Scarrow went for the Deadeye here, but Zai is going to match it. Able to stay alive with 2 HP as Nodlin falls down. And now Zai coming in on the flank here, looking for an opportunity. It's an absolutely massive shatter as everyone's on their backs. And Yikes once again just absolutely styling on the other team. knocking him down with that hammer. Soundbarrier going to be coming in as well as Tempest Typhoon are looking for an opportunity. Winter can't even get back into the mech. And just like that, they stop them right after point number 1. But Spooky, like you said, this is very winnable for Frost Surge right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think I would have liked to see Frost Surge be a little bit more aggressive, especially knowing that they had won that fight. They had a bit of an ultimate advantage, just put Ricey into a good position to lay down the Blizzard. When they're kind of slow rolling, they're trading damage, they actually allow Tempest Typhoon to get their ults online to equalize the economy in that way. And then you saw the ult extravaganza that was laid down in the arches there. But I think actually if Frost Surge had taken a more aggressive push, gotten Ricey into position, just left, you know, Zura maybe on the cart, and tried to take a very aggressive forward push, get the Blizzard down, just put in the damage, they might have been able to get that quite a bit farther still. Just under the arches, it's pretty good. You know, Tempest Typhoon, it's not impossible. I think if they get point A, they probably do win because it's pretty hard to defend in that position. But they do have to get to point A first.
Yes. Through the first hill to walk over.
It's a big ask.
Yes.
So I do think Tempest Typhoon have looked a little bit better in the Rushmere so far. But Frost Surge only have to hold on for a little under 2 minutes. Let's see what happens here. 2 minutes is enough time to get ultimates online. Let's see who does the most damage, who gets those impactful abilities. And Tempest Typhoon, yeah, they check. They see it's not the same composition. I just jump in there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a fake going in. Huge flash grenade, but unfortunately not able to move around on that one. Korea already finding the freeze onto Winter. Team falling extremely low, but not able to secure any kills there. Not the best scenario for Tempest Typhoon. Still, though, Frost Surge, they want to take this aggression. They are moving things forward right now as Nautilin gets frozen up, but Winter's got their back. Oh, the Application Matrix is online right now for Frost Surge, and just like that, Tempest Typhoon aren't going to want to push into this one at all. Too much damage coming in. They've already lost Panda Bear out of that mech. Though they are taking the aggression, Nautilin is trapped in a hard spot, able to find Yikes with the charge, but now out of position. Going to be kept alive thanks to that Immortality Field. And Yikes, though, does have this Shatter online. But no, finds absolutely nobody. Tempest Typhoon might have an opportunity to get on the point here. But let's see how it goes. Zai also has this Deadeye online. Going to be using it right here, right now. Looking for potentially the Lucio under the side. And instead finds Cabadozer. That's absolutely huge. The Blizzard are going to be coming out as well to match. And looks like Frost Surge are going to be more than comfortable here. Nautilin giving Yikes a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. But Panda Bear has to back off to try this one again as most of the Tempest Typhoon has fallen.
And huge plays from Winter there, eating up Krea's Blizzard. Winter coming alive here on the Diva. Now the ults are pretty in favor of Frost Surge here. They have the bomb, they have the beat, they're gonna have an amplification matrix. Krea's gone over to the Doomfist just to have a little bit more aggression.
Oh, here we go. Soundbarrier's coming out here. Krea now gonna be going in for a slam. Actually gets Nautilin out of finding anybody right here. All the ultimates are going to be tossed into this fight, just trying to salvage anything Frost Surge. They want to stop them. They want to stop them right here, right now. Everybody nice and healthy. Self-destruct on the point here. Only going to be met with Dr. Brennan's. Oh, never mind. Does take Panda out of the mech here as Ricey cleans that one up as well. Typhoon looking for something here. Nautilin finding Krea, but Yikes is still on this point right now and very close to an Earth Shatter. Earth Shatter is now online as Zai finds Skiro and Zura. That might have won this one out for Tempest Typhoon as Winter falls out, but now it's feeling nice and cold on the point. The Blizzard comes in, but Zai once again, the hero for Tempest Typhoon, turns that one around, and just like that, they should be able to capture point number 1.
And now they don't even have a Blizzard to try and hold this one, and it's Krea on the Doomfist getting the pick on the Cabodozer that actually opens that one up. Now Krea is sneaking around. He knows that that Frost Surge, will have to take a forward hold if they want to hold this one. They don't have the luxury of retreating at all here, and Krea is going to come into the back line.
Yeah, that Doomfist already causing a lot of problems for Frost Surge here. High noon. Just push everybody back. Single file. Oh no! That was an excellent defensive matrix eat right there. Great. Now going to be going in here. Gets stunned up, looking for an exit.
He lands
able to get out of there. There's no way that Doomfist is going to be walking away from this fight. Yikes gets frozen up here but it looks like this is going to be going towards Frost Surge. They invest the beat here as well, just make sure nobody else can fall down in this fight. The respawners advantage definitely favoring Tempest Typhoon, but the self-destruct is good on point. Cray able to come back on and keep this one alive. Ricey almost flying into a wall. Finally, Scarrow is able to find that pick here. And just like that, wow, extremely close, but Frost Surge are going to be winning out map number 3.
Yeah, and that's tough at the end there, you know. They really have to hold on. It's just stuck under the arches. I think it was a little bit more pushed up than I'd previously thought. So they really do have all of the defensive positioning in the arches to just hold on, to put down the May walls. Ooh. And, you know, Kreia really has to come up big because you have swapped off the May. You do not have that CC, that sustainability that the May offers. You know, Kreia put on a pretty fantastic Doomfist performance at the end there. It just wasn't enough, and Frost Surge, by the skin of their teeth, come out at the end here.
Yeah, that I cannot understate how close that map was. Frost Surge and Tempest Typhoon looked really good, and they were just trading things back and forth. But once again, Frost Surge able to just win that one out. I do agree with that Doomfist play, but you could tell that Kreia was pretty comfortable on the Doomfist, able to escape out of some sticky situations, and definitely gave Frost Surge a little bit of a head scratcher because they were like, "Wait a second, is that a Doomfist flying around?" So
yeah, and I mean,
wasn't expected.
You know, May's not the fastest hero in the world either. You're coming out of an overtime situation. You're just trying to get back, and it actually does save them point A with that pick on the Cabadozer, but it's just not quite enough, unfortunately. You know, I think Tempest Typhoon were playing really quite well, all things considered, but Frost Surge, they're the top of the standings for a reason, Marks.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's going to be really interesting, but we talked about this before we went into Kings Row, and now we will be going to map number 4 with the possibility of Frost Surge being able to close this one out on Tempest Typhoon. But Horizon Lunar Colony is on the board. The teams haven't picked what they want just quite yet, but it is going to be our assault map, Spooky.
It is Tempest Typhoon's map pick here. You know, do you go to Horizon? I think we should do like the executive production override and be like, you are playing Horizon.
You are going to Horizon.
I don't think Oakley likes that, unfortunately. so that's why I'm not in charge. But it does not look like we are going to go to Horizon. We've gotten Volskaya picked.
Oh.
And, you know, it makes sense, Marks. Tempest Typhoon, they're 3-2 so far, but I think they've really been looking very good this map. They've been picking it up. They don't want to, you know, potentially lose this one on a map that no one has played in ranked in 2 years. I think, was Baptiste even out when Horizon was still in? It's definitely questionable. You know, you don't have experience on this map at all. So
I just want to see an Echo on Horizon Lunar Colony. Is that so much to ask in competitive Overwatch?
Yeah, Echo definitely was not in the game, I believe, when Horizon was taken out.
Yeah.
So I can't blame them. You know, they don't want to throw everything away and just be like, let's play Horizon for fun. They're going to go to a map everyone's a little bit more comfortable with. They've probably been scrimming on. We are going to be going to Volskaya.
Yes, Volskaya Industries, Zarya's home. Very interesting map, honestly. It does lend itself to play a little bit more creatively. I'm a little surprised, though, because personally, I don't think that this map really supports the rush composition, which right now we can see Tempest Typhoon being extremely dominant in, compared to a map like Hanamura or something like that, right, Spooky?
Yeah, absolutely. And Hanamura is a great choice, especially, you know, the Symmetra Hanamura strategies that we've seen time and time again. They can technically, and they can work on any assault map. Technically, Hanamura is probably the best for it. Yeah. But, you know, Hanamura has, like, point A is very close. You know, it's very good for a Reinhardt to be able to hold all of those choke points, which are pretty much the only way to get in. A map like Volskaya is very open and generally lends itself more, at least on the defense, to, like, a hit scan, you know, putting the Ashe up on the high ground, even the Widowmaker, if you're confident. And then, you know, based off that, potentially a Brig to protect the Ashe. Then if you're running Brig Ashe, you might as well be running double bubble, and it just kind of snowballs from there. At least for the defensive side, on offense, you still can run the rush and just try. But again, that just lets the hit scan on the high ground rotate around and just kind of play ring around the rosy as the rush comp gets harassed all the way around as they try and find a target actually, rush on.
This one person over here, get him, guys. Oh no, he's running away from us. Lucio, speed us in a little bit more. Especially too on that first point. We see a lot more of these poke compositions kind of getting a little bit favored because you can set up on the high ground really effectively, as well as just stop them from getting underneath some of those arches here on point number 1. But once again, as the snowball gets rolling, then it's going to be looking good if the offense are playing that rush. But we are going to be loading in to Volskaya Industries now. It's going to be Tempest Typhoon starting us out on this defense. So Frost Surge are going to be taking the aggression first.
Yeah, the thinking about it, Marks, this might actually be playing into Frost Surge's preferred strategy. That at least on their defensive compositions, we've seen them a couple of times run the ball tracer Sigma defense. I actually think Volskaya would lend itself very, very well to that, at least on the defense. Frost Surge are starting out attacking. But potentially, from what I've seen from Frost Surge throughout this tournament, throughout this map, this might actually be very good for their playstyle. On the other hand, we've seen, Tempest Typhoon have the most success with their rush composition. I don't know if they particularly prefer to play it based off what we've seen, but they've looked good. And now they're going to a map that they can't run it quite as much. They're going back over to this bunker composition that's going to face down the 6-man dive. It's not quite the classic rush. It's a little bit faster and is able to use the vertical mobility a little bit more to attack the enemy. And of course, Ricey able to build up to that EMP. That's a bunker buster if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and we've seen Ricey do crazy things on this Sombra, so going to be looking to farm that ultimate as quickly as possible as Frost Surge are already up here. But luckily, Tempest Typhoon, they've rotated up to the other side of the high ground here. Kreia on the Torbjorn, let's see it. Oh, Nodlin fallen down already. Team is able to get underneath here. Kreia in a little bit of trouble. They're going to be chased down by Antagonize on the Reaper. Not Sparrow this time, but Frost Surge looking to play a little bit more aggressive here. Regardless, Tempest Typhoon, they've rotated onto the point to set up their bunker, allow for a little bit more stability on the actual point itself, while Frost Surge are waiting for the respawns to come in.
Yeah, they lost a lot of damage without Kreia, and now Nodlin's back in. This is a 5v6 for a short amount of time, and it looks like they want to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Nodlin going in with the Tesla cannon, gets so much cleave damage through the entire bunker. You can see everybody just running away from it. But already the damage has been more or less done. Now they're chasing things in. Ricey already 60% up to that EMP. An Amplification Matrix is going to be dropped down, but Ricey's going to get a hack onto the Orisa here. Ricey able to TP out of the fight here as Antagonize looking for an opportunity. Man, they're so bunched up. This really just favors the shotgun as well as the Winston's Tesla gun here, as finally Frost Surge are going to be getting the picks here. Still though, Graham making them work for it. Krea's been really good on this Torbjorn. Say what you will about Torb, but it's been looking pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a comfort pick, but I do think Kreia dropping into Frost Surge after they got that pick on the Nodlin is actually what lost them that first point. It kind of devolves the fight, and without a strong structure, the bunker comp falls apart a little bit more than this rush composition now. Barely any ultimates used, just that Coalescence, and Ricey has this EMP Antagonize coming in with the Death Blossom as well to combo. A lot of ultimates online for both teams, but no real support ultimates. Don Super's Rally could block the EMP if only it was online.
Yeah, and we can see right now they are going to be moving things in right now. Zai in a bad position. The EMP comes out, only finds 3, but it might be enough. Kreia going to be using the Molten Core, a lot of it getting eaten up, but now a Supercharge is going to be online for Yikes here. Frost Surge, though, do have a Soundbanger to keep them alive as Dawn Super falls down to the self-destruction from Winter. And this is Frost Surge right now, just asserting their dominance as they wipe the team completely off the point, and that's going to be a massive time bank for completing Volskaya Industries on.
Yeah, it's not surprising, this 6-man dive composition is a Frost Surge staple. They look very good on it. They know what they're doing. Even having Scarrow out, which I am assuming is because they do want to have Antagonize play the hit scan on this defense. Even having their Reaper specialist out, Antagonize serves just fine. They work together really well. They take advantage of the opportunities they get, and the ultimates are clean as well. So really not much going on that entire first half. You get a Coalescence from Cabadozer on first point, then Ricey gets a big EMP, then you see kind of scattered bits of ultimates as Kreia throws out Molten Core, then there's a bomb, and then the map's over.
Yeah, pretty much. It's ultimate alt cycling. There you go.
Ultimate alt cycling. I like it. And now we are going to see the defense we were talking about, Marks. But Ricey is going to be over on the Echo.
Okay. I'm a little sad we're not on Horizon right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Echo in space. It's an interesting composition, but I do think if they're expecting this rush to come out, that Ricey's Echo will harass the rush comp a little bit more than the Tracer would, but puts a little bit extra pressure on the Nodlin to touch the point.
Yeah.
He has a lot of health. He should be able to get away with it, but if he gets frozen up or flashbanged or something like that, it could look very dangerous for the main tank of Frost Surge. Still, Ricey and Antagonize are going to be putting in a ton of damage in Tempest Typhoon. We'll see if they can weather the storm.
And here we go. Okay, Reinhardt's shield already destroyed. That can be thanks to Ricey on that Echo as well as Antagonize playing the Hanzo. Such good shield break here. Nodlin looking for an opportunity to play a little bit of bowling. They're all nice lined up, but gonna use the machine gun this time. So the Tempest Typhoon, they're already deep in the back line looking for an opportunity to potentially strike, maybe off of an ultimate.
Yeah, but this is what we were talking about, Marks. Look how far away they are. The rotates are good. Antagonize is just pumping in the damage as Kreia falls. And look at them. They just keep backing up. They put in the damage. Ricey and Cabo are everywhere. And Tempest Typhoon are back in spawn. Look at their ult charges. Other than Dr. Brennan, who's been healing everybody.
Yep.
Nothing happening.
Yeah. Right now, these two teams are playing a little bit of ring around the rosy there, but unfortunately, Frost Surge are going to win that one out because they got the Archer Man in rotation, and he's going to be plucking arrows at you while dodging away from you.
A minute and a half off the clock. Tempest Typhoon, they had a good strategy on King's Row to get into the high ground, to speed into the Sigma. It's not working quite as well here. The architecture isn't set up for it. Nodlin in and out, barely loses only his shield. The dragon comes through. This is clinical coming out from Frost Surge.
Antagonize, just doing so much work right now. Already got 30% of that ultimate built up. I should also mention, only got one pick with that Dragon Strike. The rest were just with the bow and arrow.
And now Tempest Typhoon, I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure they know what they're doing. They're going over to sort of a dive composition along like a half dive, half Far Mercy. We'll see if this works out. It's definitely going to be better than the rush composition, but it puts a lot of trust in their neutral game because they might not have the chance to build up the ultimates here, Marks. Well, Frost Surge have pretty much everything they could want online.
Ooh, Nodlin, great positioning with the mines here. Ricey taking the duel up against Kreia and gonna clip the wings off of that Pharah. Not Cabadozer, Dr. Brennan left with no one to heal up in the air. And wow, Frost Surge, they've got their ultimates online. They're looking extremely dominant right now.
Yeah, a minute left on the clock. Not to mention giving Ricey a Winston to copy. Which, I don't think Zai is going to like when the double dives come down on him. But Yikes taking so much damage from Antagonize. It's like a Boromir moment there.
Oh man, just in time for the new Lord of the Rings series on HBO. Hashtag not sponsored, but you know what's going great? That bomb right now as Ricey finds Yikes. Get what they said about anything right now, Ricey? Somebody stop Ricey, please. Finally put to sleep on the ground, but now a Wrecking Ball here support as well. And Frost Surge are looking absolutely surgical with this defense.
I don't even know if anyone can touch here, Marks. You know, this was Tempest's map pick, and it looks like they are going to come around with the Far Mercy, but Ricey's found them.
Oh,
This is not a fight that favors the Pharah,
oh no.
and
Yeah,
Ricey's putting in the damage.
Oh man, this is some nice air combat that we're getting here, but Ricey gonna win that one out.
Just cause.
Oh boy, Panda Bear is gonna get this nano right now. He's gonna be hanging out on point, gonna get lifted up, gonna be looking for an opportunity to use the bomb. Will do that to try and get the mech faster. Has to stay on point right now. Is gonna be able to get back into the mech somehow, but still, all the ultimates are online. There's no chance that right now Tempest Typhoon are going to be able to stabilize here as Frost Surge burned down that overtime bar, and they will be winning this series. Frost Surge still undefeated as they went out 3-1.
Yeah, fantastic plays, especially coming in at the end. You know, we saw some great stuff coming out of Tempest, you know, on King's Row, on Route 66. They looked strong, they looked good, especially on that rush composition. And I think we let ourselves believe a little bit, Marks. But it's back to a return to that Busan style of dominance on Volskaya. You know, everything just really favors the way Frost Surge want to play there.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself, you know, that domination coming in from that ball Sigma pick, as well as having such mobility, as well as just allowing Antagonize to do antagonized things. Meanwhile, a duel in the airs was happening, but Ricey wins that one out because Echo just a little bit better at that tracking and tracing than Afara with a Mercy Pocket. But once again, excellent stuff coming out from Tempest Typhoon. They looked elite on their rush composition, but Frost Surge, well, they look a little bit overall more flexible, I would like to think.
Yeah, I do think that's true, Marks. We are going to get set up for our interview, but I do think we have to choose a player of the match. Who are you thinking, Marks?
Ooh. You know what? You go first. I'm curious. I'm curious if we're going to get the same person.
I do generally pick our player. I was leaning towards Garo for a long time. I think he put a fantastic performance on the hit scan. But after that last dominant role on Volskaya, I have to give it to Nodlin here on the main tank. Just bouncing between the different playstyles with the Rhine and the ball, and being a great part of some of these dominant performances on Busan, on Volskaya, on the Winston as well. I think has shown a very flexible main tank, and even going toe-to-toe with Yikes on that Reinhardt, who was really putting in the damage. I think it has to go to the main tank of Frost Surge.
See, it's ironic because I was going to pick Scarrow, but you know what? You're right. You've convinced me. Nodlin is going to be our MVP for tonight. So we're going to throw to a quick break as we get one of the members from Frost Surge into the booth with us here for a short interview. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. We had Tempest Typhoon go up against Frost Surge, and once again, Frost Surge, being victorious, have not dropped a single series yet in the Hyperion Open Cup. But now we're joined by Scaro. Scaro, how you doing after that win?
I'm tired. Long weekend. Long series, sort of. Long
Yeah,
games.
very.
Yeah, Scaro, congratulations on the win. I did want to ask, in this game, in this match, we had two different kinds of maps. It was either Frost Surge Stomp or a very, very close, back and forth game coming out. What is kind of the difference in, your play style, the rush compositions, and the general team mentality when you're, going from a stomp to a super close game back to a stomp? Well, what's going on there within the team comms?
I feel like a lot of it is just like fluctuation with, I guess, who's calming and how much it is. Like sometimes I feel like when we're stomping, it's perfectly fine, but usually our problem isn't necessarily like undercalming, and it's like too many cooks in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. I see. And something else I wanted to ask you about was a little bit. Your rush compositions are a little bit unconventional, just in the fact that you, Scaro, like to play the Reaper. We've seen you have a very good Cassidy. Why, on Busan, do you like to break out the shotgun emo boy?
I had my graphics preset set to ultra. I was grabbing some screenshots, so I was getting like a solid 30 frames.
I see.
It wasn't great.
A lot easier to shoot with the shotguns on 30 frames than a pistol, right?
My exact thought process.
Not quite the hit scan. Just taking them.
Just like I see pixels, I shoot at them. Actually,
that might be an enemy.
the few frames that I was seeing were very crisp.
Still, as crisp as your gameplay, Scaro. Congratulations on the win. Questions?
No, but Scaro, do you want to shout anybody out before we close this out?
Nah, that's all me.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you'll love
Actually,
to hear it.
I do have one more question. I almost forgot, Scaro. How was it like playing with Thor on your team, actually taking a ringer from Frost Nova? I did want to ask about this. I'd forgotten because Zura had come in for those last two maps. But, coming out strong on that first map, what was it like playing with a ringer instead of your usual main support?
I mean, Thor was a support player, now flex DPS player for Frost Nova.
Mhm.
But I feel like aside from the hero pools, I think the Thorns are fairly similar. Both really talkative, like to sort of dictate the fights, and just I think it was really seamless.
Yeah, we certainly, if someone hadn't told us there was a ringer in the caster booth. But again, thank you so much, Zura. Thank you for our shout outs, and congratulations. Pass our congratulations back to the rest of the team as well.
Thank you.
Okay, and just like that, that is going to wrap things up here for the Hyperion Open Cup. It's week number 3 in the second split here. Once again, we had Tempest Typhoon going up against Frost Surge, and Frost Surge, they continue their dominance forwards.
6-0.
They're now 6-0. They haven't dropped a single one yet, and that is insanity. So Frost Surge is going to be a team to look out for as the Hyperion Cup does continue. But tonight, this has been myself, Marks, casting alongside Spooky, and Oakley has been both observing and producing for us. And Spooky, you got any final words for us for tonight?
No, we're just coming to the end of the Hyperion Cup, at least the group stages. We're getting ready for the playoffs. I'm just excited to see how it all shakes out. Frost Surge, dominant, Tempest Typhoon, not looking too bad either, especially on those rush compositions. I think we're going to have a really competitive playoffs, but we're not quite there yet. Still a few games to go. Don't miss any of them.
Absolutely. And thank you for tuning in tonight for this wonderful Hyperion Cup match. And we hope to see you around in the future. And just like that, have a good night, everybody.